Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale, alongside Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Good morning, Jen.
So it begins. The greatest scorer in the history of the NBA begins his playoff roll tonight at home against what's left of the T-Wolves. And I could see in the near future you could be the parade marshal downtown L.A. championship parade.
Are the Timberwolves fielding the team? Are they fielding the team?
That is debatable.
Ain't no debate. What's the debate? What's the debate?
I don't know.
Are their two best players there? Karl Anthony Towns and Ant-Man. Are they there?
Are they there?
Yes.
Well, their best defenders are both gone. The two of them.
But I thought he wasn't very good.
Yeah. LeBron should go for 60
I thought Rudy Gobert wasn't very good. Oh, now all of a sudden he Elijah one. I see what you're doing.
It is a tall task for the Timberwolves, gentlemen. Let's unpack this one. There's a lot here. Rudy Gobert suspended one game by the team itself after he took a swing at teammate Kyle Anderson during a timeout during Sunday's game. This means, Gobert sidelined during their play-in game tonight in LA against the Lakers. Shannon, are you surprised the T-Wolves suspended Gobert?
I was, but it tells me there's something far greater going on than what transpired on the sideline. It's far deeper than what transpired, Skip. This wasn't an isolated incident. For them to suspend Rudy Gobert with their playoff lives on the line tells you that there's something greater going on. Now, I don't know if the organization came out and said, look, Skip, Rudy Gobert is low-hanging fruit. Everybody, a lot of people around the league thinks he's soft. They're upset that he got a Supermax contract.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Rudy Gobert did not give himself that contract. Utah did. Rudy Gobert did not say, okay, give up 4 draft picks, 3 players, and a pick swap. He didn't do that. Minnesota, you can't be mad that you got fleeced. Rudy Gobert is what Rudy Gobert is. Who thought he was Elijah Wan? Who thought he was David Robinson or Shaq? Skip, he's never been that. In his 10th season, he is what he is. You went 46-36 last year. You go 42-40. Okay, a large part of that had to do with Karl Anthony Towns missing a large chunk of the season.
Good point.
But Rudy Gobert, I think they're upset that Rudy didn't have the impact on the defensive end. He's never been an offensive guy, Skip, but he just hasn't had the impact that they thought he would. And so a lot of people think that Rudy's soft, and so they say things and they take jabs. I don't know what Kyle Anderson, just because Kyle Anderson played at San Antonio doesn't make him a leader. No. He stayed in the doghouse. How the hell he gonna lead somebody when he was never a leader at San Antonio? Because that's the only reason you would think he's a leader. He stayed in Pop's doghouse, Skip.
He did.
Okay, if he's so much a leader, why didn't the hell Memphis keep him? They need those young guys. They got Ja, Bane, Dylan Brooks, Triple J. All of those guys are 25 and under. He would be perfect there if he's such a leader.
What's his nickname, by the way?
Slow-mo.
Slow-mo. So does that mean he plays his tail off every night?
No.
He doesn't appear to be, does he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skip, look, if you think about it, Skip, a lot of his teammates tried to brush it off, but the reporters begin reporting on specifics. And you know when specifics get reported, Skip?
Yeah.
Somebody within the organization is leaking that information. Just like that tape that Draymond got out, somebody leaked that information because they want to make said player look bad.
Yeah.
They want to make Rudy look bad. This is not all on Rudy. And this notion where he's trying to motivate him, you're not going to motivate me by calling me a B. You're going to motivate me to whip your ass. That's what you're getting motivating me into.
Correct.
Skip, and you see Anthony Edwards, he had a very interesting, you hear what he said, Skip? That's not all on Rudy. That's a lot of things going on, teammates internally, that he's not happy with. And so you can put this off on Rudy all you want to, but there are greater issues going around. And Rudy just had to be the low-hanging fruit that got plugged and says, okay, we're going to suspend him to try to make everybody feel better about themselves. Skip, that was not a suspendable offense. What Rudy Gobert did, I understand it was on the sideline. It was visual. Everybody saw it. Skip, I don't care what anybody says. That is not a suspendable offense. Given that your playoff lives are on the line, and given they said he had back spasms, and he probably shouldn't have played anyway.
That's what he said, but I'll buy that. Yep.
So, yes, I'm surprised.
Okay.
But there's a greater issue going on other than the punch, the shove, or whatever you want to call it, that he hit Kyle Anderson in the shoulder with.
Okay. We both concluded yesterday to start the show that Rudy Gobert did not deserve to be suspended.
No.
I stand by that. You're standing by that.
Absolutely.
I was shocked by this. And you could be right. Maybe there's more here than meets the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that for a fact, but maybe there is. What I do know is basically what Woj reported. And the reporting escalated yesterday into Kyle Anderson called him the B word several times in that exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just once at the end, it was several times. Well,
That shows
obviously,
what he really think of him.
as Draymond said, and we're going to talk deeper about this in a few minutes, but Draymond made the point that everybody thinks he's the B word, that they all do, and he's been called that many times under people's breaths as they're playing against him.
Yeah, sure,
right?
for sure.
Okay, so that's the knock on him. That's the rap on him. That's his reputation is kind of a B word reputation. But now you have a senior teammate, a veteran teammate, repeatedly calling him that word to his face in a sideline huddle. Obviously, it gets emotional. They're down 12 in a big game that they really need to win to solidify their playoff status, their play-in status. And yet, to your point, multiple times, how could you blame the man? In fact, Draymond will speak more about this. He is applauding him for finally standing up for himself.
Exactly.
Shannon, did he throw what we call a punch? That doesn't look like a punch to me. It's just a message. It's an open-handed shove to the right shoulder. Okay. But Woj also says that the organization believed it had no choice but to suspend Gobert for Tuesday's crucial game against the Lakers because of the look of it, because it was on television and it was captured, obviously, on video that's been replayed far and wide from sea to shining sea, to sea to laughing sea. And just on reputation and image alone, maybe it went all the way to the top to the owner. And they said, well, we would look terrible if we don't suspend him. That's the age we live in, where you have to look like, to appease Twitter or the internet, you have to look like you did something to stop this travesty.
So my retort to that, Skip, so where is Kyle Anderson's culpability? So Kyle Anderson can go around calling people. See, he did the right thing. You know what, Skip? Catch the right person on the wrong day, and won't help you.
Okay.
Because I would have told him, Skip, here's the saying now, hey, you got the right one. If somebody tell you got the right one, you really don't have the right one.
Okay. Again, from Woj's report, the organization was unhappy with Anderson's part in escalating said conflict.
Okay, so where is his suspension? Remember, Skip, what did I tell you yesterday when they said Rudy home? Okay, so what y'all gonna do with Kyle? Oh, I go home.
I know what they did with Kyle. He started for Rudy in the second half. And by the way, they played great in the second half without Rudy, which leads me to my other possible point here. You realize this year they're 8-4 without him. Is it possible they just don't enjoy playing with him? Is it possible that management said, you know what? What the hell? Let's just roll the dice without him.
Skip, it's too late. Look at what you gave up.
Okay.
Skip, you give up that draft haul for a Shaq in his prime, for a LeBron in his prime, or a Jordan. Skip, you don't give that up for Rudy Gobert.
Again, this was 4 first-round picks plus another pick swap, plus Walker Kessler,
plus 3 players,
plus Malik Beasley, who winds up with the Lakers, plus Jared Vanderbilt, who winds up with the Lakers, plus Patrick Beverly, who winds up with Chicago. But all these guys are involved in this
Skip,
deal.
that's for it. You give up that draft haul for a Shaquille O'Neal, for a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You don't give that up for Rudy Gobert.
Okay. How much did it improve your defense? Well, you went from middle of the pack up to 11th, but that's not enough for that draft.
No.
Rudy Gobert, what is he, a three-time defensive player of the year. In defensive win shares, ranked 40th this year. It's not who he used to be. Okay, so he is now 30 years of age. Not too old, but again, he didn't live up remotely to what they gave up for him.
Right.
So the pressure on him was so intense, so suffocating, that it appears once again, how many times have we seen this in the world of sports, where he is crumbling under the pressure to live up to the draft haul. They gave up for him. He didn't ask for it. They did it, right?
Yeah, Skip, when you give up that kind of draft haul for a player like that, he's got to swing the balance of power. He's supposed to put Minnesota at the forefront. They're supposed to be the betting favorite.
Yep.
When you get a Shaq, when you get Skip, and you get Olajuwon, Skip, he's not an offensive-minded player. Now, if he's going to give me 25 and 12 with 3 defensive players of the year, okay, now we own to something. But a guy that's giving me 15 and 12, what am I supposed to do? And I gave up all of that? Skip, that's franchise altering. What they gave up to get him.
A week ago, Friday night, at Minnesota, not at LA, at Minnesota, Anthony Davis went for 38 and 17 against said Rudy Gobert. In the fourth quarter alone, Anthony Davis gave your Lakers 17 and 5. For him, that could be a good night.
Yes,
right?
yes.
17 and 5 in the fourth quarter. Guess what Rudy Gobert did? By the way, Anthony played 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. Rudy played 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, so he was guarding Anthony a good bit.
Right.
What did he give you? He didn't take a single shot in 6 minutes, so he scored 0 points. He gave you a grand total of 1 rebound in 6 minutes. It's not good enough.
Skip,
and the final score, by the way, of that game was 123 to 111. It was a tour de force by your Lakers.
But you're right, Skip. Skip, I'm not refuting anything that you say. That Rudy Gobert, what they gave up to get him was too much. Rudy didn't do that. But I don't care. You're not about to call me out of my name.
Okay.
I don't, Skip, I'm not arguing. But Skip, who thought Rudy Gobert was a historically great center?
Okay. Well, obviously, they paid like he was.
They did. That's their fault.
They got desperate. They lost a first-round playoff series to an upcoming Memphis last year. It was fairly close. It was a battle, but it was over in 6 games. And management and ownership sat back and said, we're just not good enough. We got to go make the move that will swing the balance of power in the Western Conference to Minnesota.